Hello everyone, I'm Professor Geek. Welcome back to the channel. And welcome to my review of Red Sonja and Vampirella meet Betty and Veronica. This is from Dynamite Comics, and this first issue's been out for a little while, I think. It's going to be a mini-series, and I'm really excited about it, actually. I usually enjoy these crossovers quite a bit. Even if they're not written incredibly well, I still just like the concept and idea of them. And I'm a big fan of the Archies. I've done a lot of videos on my channel about that. I always pick up, like I said, the digests in the grocery store anytime I'm there, collecting all, favorite stories from some of the runs that I grew up with, as well as some of the newer stories and everything like that as well. Still new cover art and everything by a lot of the greats there. And I'm a big fan of Red Sonja. I did the review of Amy Chu's wonderful run that wrapped up, somewhat recently, and I talked about how she had a great story arc in that really cool story that put Red Sonja in our world. She crossed over into our world, and that was such a cool concept. And that story arc wrapped up, and then there were a few kind of clinker issues before her run was over. But really wonderful art, sexy art, great story, just a lot of fun. She really knew what she was doing, and she didn't give us any of the SJW feminist bullshit. None of that. It was just a fun story. I mean, this one you have Red Sonja bringing down like a trucker drug ring or something, driving a Mack truck through a warehouse or something. Really cool stuff. Mark Russell took over the run after Amy Chu, and just totally went the bullshit feminist route and just wanted to preach and not tell a good story. But Amy Chu, I mentioned her because she's actually the writer for this crossover of Red Sonja and Betty and Veronica. Here we have the somewhat recent Harley and Ivy meet Betty and Veronica, and that was really good. And this is by the great Paul Dini, and I've done a review of that as well that I'll link to. But so I like these kinds of events. And look at that covers, first of all, that by Faye Dalton. They've got a bunch of variant covers. That's kind of a big thing for Dynamite. But a lot of them are good, but man, I love that one. That's just gorgeous. I like that it's sort of a crossover. Well, it's really more done in the line of like the old Vampira covers, and Vampirella rather, covers in terms of the style. But really cool. So let's get into the story. The internal art is great, glorious actually, really beautiful. So no complaints there. And the art is by Maria Sanapo, colors by, is that Vinicius Andrade or Andra? I don't know. I'm really horrible with those names. But really great stuff. No complaints there at all. Just gorgeous, gorgeous art. And I was wondering how she was going to approach this story, this concept. You got, some big characters there, and you want to move along. Don't want to spend the whole first issue just introducing them to each other. And the story jumps in with Red Sonja and Vampirella already knowing each other. And that's good because, they've done crossovers before and stuff like that. So they're already aware of each other. And Vampirella has actually recruited Red Sonja to help her out on this special mission in which they're going to our world, our Earth, which is, the Archie's world, which is basically our Earth that contains a Riverdale city there. And that makes sense because Red Sonja has already been to this world, in Amy Chu's previous run. So that's great. No worries there. That's very believable. That's fine. The pace of the issue is wonderful. Moves right along. Introduces this threat that's going on, and introduces a pretty probable reason for them to team up with Betty and Veronica. They need to go undercover at Riverdale High there, so that made sense. That was just fine. A lot of good about this issue. I highly recommend it. There are a few things that an editor just should have caught. Like I said, it doesn't ruin the story by any means, but I point them out because this is some basic editing stuff. So I won't tell you really what the whole mission is because I'll let you read it for yourself if you choose to, because I do recommend it. But Red Sonja and Vampirella have to go and take a look at a recent body that's in the morgue there. So they're taking a look and examining this body. Well, Betty and Veronica, they've figured out something is up as well with their school and the death of this teacher. So they're going to go investigate themselves. That's fine. That's perfectly probable. They decide to sneak into the morgue, and they overhear Red Sonja and Vampirella talk about the cult, this cult that, like a vampire cult, that is that's who they're hunting down, and that's probably who's behind this murder. Okay, that's all they hear. That's all they overhear at that point. And once they're busted for listening in, then you've got Veronica here saying, so if I have this right, you're vampire hunters from another dimension in time? What? I'm sorry, where the hell do you get another dimension in time from? I mean, they are, of course, but that was never given away in their conversation, and no part of what could have been overheard is that part of it. And this isn't even a jump in time, you know, like I initially thought. Maybe they've already explained some things, we're just kind of jumping ahead. But no, because they're in next panel, you know, they're introducing themselves with their names and such. So that was like, what? Well, no, that's sorry, that's a jump. You need to fix that. That's one little thing there. Story-wise, it should have been caught. What was the only other thing I have is later on in the story, there was a perfect, actually a really fun element where you have Red Sonja joins the football team. Now that's perfectly in character for Red Sonja, right? She's a warrior, and she's not just going to sit there and watch the warriors on the field, you know, quote unquote. She's going to join them, and she's like the hero of the football team. That's fine. That's perfectly in character. And there's nothing wrong with that. But they just couldn't leave it alone. They had to push the little feminist SJW BS thing in there. And in the way that they do it is really crappy. This is a good example of agenda compromising story here. So you've got Red Sonja trying out for the team, and the coach says, my dear, welcome to Riverdale Bulldogs. And then, wait, coach, come on, girls don't play football. Shut up, Moose. Okay, Moose, he's one of the characters of the Archies. He's a lovable character. He's the big dumb jock. He's the big dumb lug. He has a heart of gold. He's just smitten with Midge, his girlfriend. He's fiercely loyal to Dilton, the nerdy best friend that he has. He's always looking out for Reggie to pummel Reggie, because Reggie's always trying to make time with Midge and whatnot. But he has a heart of gold. He's stupid, but he has a heart of gold. So it's in character for him to say, wait, what, girls on the football team? But that's not how they're playing this year. They're playing this year, you know, you've got Red Sonja saying, why are they all boys? Well, girls just usually hear, I see, I will remedy this. You know, you got that, rawr, woman hear me roar kind of thing, you know, just in the way they present it. And it's fine that she's on the team. It's fine that she makes the cut, because that she would, like I said. But, you know, come on, girls don't play football. Shut up, Moose. That's just, you know, you can tell. Some people will say I'm being overly sensitive, but nope. That's, you have to be overly sensitive, because this SJW bullshit will creep in the littlest ways and ruin stories. I don't really think that's going to ruin this run or creep into this run. I'm willing to give Amy Chu the benefit of the doubt after giving us a great Red Sonja run there. So, I'm looking forward to the rest of this. I don't know exactly how many, doesn't say there exactly how many issues this is going to be, but it looks to be fun. I'm excited about it. I love all the little ads at the end of the Dynamite runs too. That Birth of a She-Devil, haven't heard much about that, but I love the art there. And then all of the great variant covers. There's some really great variant covers for issue 2 out, but you know, the different Virgin covers and stuff like that. Francisco Francavilla, so bad. Robert Hack from The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. He's got a great cover there. Of course, classic Archie, you know, about Dan Parent there. Really cool stuff. So if this interests you at all, if you're a fan of the Archies or you're a fan of these kind of Dynamite crossovers, it is a lot of fun. Like I said, there's only 2 little flubs in the issue. Weren't big deals at all. And if that's all that shows up, that's fine. No big deal. So I recommend Red Sonja and Vampirella meet Betty and Veronica. Apologies again for my voice. This cough will one day leave me and let me make decent videos without having to bring it up all the time. But until then, check out my own comic on Indiegogo, Tales from the Stacks, ad at the end of the video. And until next time, keep enjoying and digging deeper into the hero stories you love. Thanks for watching.
Do you like comics that are unafraid to portray women as feminine and men as masculine? Do you enjoy being entertained rather than preached to? If so, then you'll love my own graphic novel currently on Indiegogo. Tales from the Stacks is an anthology series in the vein of The Twilight Zone or Tales from the Crypt. It contains 3 uncanny tales to thrill and haunt you long after reading. With interior art by Dave T. and variant covers by John Malin, Kyle Ritter, and Kyung Lee, you have lots of options to choose from. You can find the link in the description below or search Indiegogo for Tales from the Stacks. And tell the comic industry you don't have to settle for their social agenda platforming. Thanks. And last but not least, don't forget that your Professor Geek now has a merch store. Check out the current options from t-shirts to magnets to the iconic Professor Geek coffee mug, and let me know if you'd like to see something else. The link is in the description, or you can go to cafepress.com/ProfessorGeek.